Hey guys, it's Melanie, and today I am actually doing a video for a really good friend of mine. So my friend Jessica had received a gift card to Sephora, and she called me and said she wanted a shopping buddy, so I was obviously more than happy to go with her. I mean, any excuse to go to Sephora is obviously a good time. If you guys hear anything, it's Stella in the background. She's supposed to be down for her nap right now, but she's kind of chattering to herself. So anyway, so we went to Sephora and picked out a few things, and so I wanted to do a look today using the products that we picked up for Jessica and basically just show her how to get an awesome everyday look that can work for, you know, either a typical work day or a wedding day. She's also in the wedding industry with me, so this is something that can work for just an everyday or a special occasion, and hopefully you like it. So I'm gonna get started. Today I'm gonna actually show you guys how I use the Milk of Magnesia as my makeup primer. So I found this little secret of mine on Beauty Alley, sorry, not Beauty Alley, makeupalley.com years and years ago. It was before my wedding in 2008 that I discovered this. And when I first heard about it, I was like, whoa, weird. But I tried it, and seriously, you guys, if you haven't tried it and you have super, super oily skin, or just get super oily in your T-zone, like, this is magic. At least try it. Like, there's no harm in trying it. I think this bottle cost me $4, which, by the way, I'm ready for a new one because I shook this one all over my bathroom. So I just take an amount like this, and I literally just kind of take it from, like, you know, around the top of the bottle here, and then I kind of rub it between my fingers like this and start patting it on the areas of my face where I get very oily. So for me, that is pretty much, unfortunately, all over my face. So I focus it mostly on my cheeks, my nose, and my forehead. A little bit on my chin. I mean, I get oily in my temple area, like everywhere. So I pat it on there first just to sort of spread it out, and then I rub it into my skin. So if you're just doing this in your T-zone, like if you just get oily on your nose, like during the summer specifically, just put a little bit on your nose. Like, I promise you, no oil comes through. It is absolute magic. So anyway, just a tip if you are looking for a better way to control oil and typical primers don't work for you. So we did pick up the Smashbox BB Cream in Fair for Jessica, but I'm not going to be using that today. I am going to be using the powder foundation that we picked up for her, so I will show you that. So when you first rub the Milk of Magnesia into your skin, you can sort of see, you know, little white patches here and there. What I have been doing is using Max Fix Plus to just lightly spray my face. And basically just sort of pressing the Fix Plus into my skin to help dissipate that white cast that can be left behind. So I'm not wiping the product like off, I'm just sort of wetting it down a little bit and just redistributing in the areas where I maybe didn't spread it out good enough. So once you have that, you really can't see it on my face anymore. So it's definitely there because it does its job. But you can just use water as well. Like if you just have a little water spritzer, use that. I mean, there's any number of things that you can use besides Fix Plus. I am going to use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. We did pick up the Urban Decay Primer Potion for Jessica, but this is obviously exactly the same thing. And tiniest amount. And just put that on my lids. So we picked up the Naked 2 palette, and that is what I'm going to be using today. If you are ever applying shadow underneath your lower lash line, bring a little bit of that primer potion underneath. since we're going to be doing a little bit of that today, that's what I'm doing. Okay. Once that's on there, go back and just feel your face. Make sure that everything feels nice and dry and doesn't feel tacky. Then what I'm going to do is take the Sephora 8-Hour Wear Mattifying Compact Foundation, and mine is in the color Vanilla. So I'm taking that. And I like to use my EcoTools Kabuki brush. EcoTools can be purchased at Fred Meyer, Rite Aid, basically any drugstore. And I'm just tapping my brush in there, getting some on there, and distributing it on my face. I do have a couple of breakouts right now. I'm not sure what those are from. They could potentially be from the Smashbox BB cream that I was trying the last couple days. But I think I felt these before I started using that, and they just finally popped up. So I'm not going to totally put it on the BB cream, but that may not have helped to try something new when I'm probably PMSing. What I like about this powder is that it is lightweight enough to use underneath your eyes. Like, it doesn't get cakey, but it provides some extra coverage there. And the areas where I get a little bit redder, which tends to be in my cheeks, I just press a little bit more of the powder foundation in there. Since I'm not going out or doing anything special today, I'm not going to bother applying extra concealer to my little friends here. I'm just going to put a little bit more of the powder by applying it with my finger over top of these guys. So just take out a little bit of that redness. And this is totally hormonal. When I get like hormonal breakouts, mine aren't really so much on my chin. They're more like in my cheek area. Okay. So anyway, I always tell clients, you know, when I do makeup trials, clients are often really surprised afterwards that their skin doesn't look completely flawless. I think a lot of people expect that when you have your makeup done by a makeup artist, that once it's all said and done, you can't even see like the bumps from any breakouts. And I always have to kind of be realistic with people and say, I can cover up any of the redness on your face. I can cover up your dark circles, but I can't take away the bumps on your face. Like, what can take that out is some, obviously, photoshopping if you're having your pictures taken. But, you know, people are always still going to be able to see the actual bumps from your breakout. No matter how much concealer and foundation you pile over top of that, nothing can hide the actual bumps. So that always seems to be a disappointment for clients that, you know, I kind of have to work with sometimes. And once I sort of explain it to them that, you know, a lot of the pictures that they're seeing, like, they'll bring me inspiration pictures for makeup, like for their wedding, and you know, they're just like, oh, well, my skin doesn't look this airbrushed and smooth. And I'm like, well, it will in your wedding pictures because your photographer will do that for you. But you know, like, we can make you look beautiful, like, in person. But if you have some mad breakouts, like those bumps, you're still going to be able to see them and, you know, talk to your photographer about editing. So the one thing that we did not pick out for Jessica was a contour. I am going to do that on myself just to, because I do it every day. So I'm just going to include it. I use a bigger sort of tapered face brush for this. Right now I'm cleaning all of my Real Techniques brushes, so those aren't available. But I just take a little bit of that. This is actually a blush. This is Taupe from NYX. And then how you find your cheekbones is you can literally like poke along your face, and you can find where they're at. So mine are right here, and that actually lines up with the top of my ear. So I start, you concentrate most of the color on the back, well, towards your ear, and then move what's left after initially depositing the majority back there forward a little bit. And you're just staying underneath that cheekbone area. And just go in circular motions to distribute that product, and make sure that you don't just have this line. You're just trying to get a little bit of a chiseled effect. You're not trying to create this line of dirty brown blush. Okay, so there you can see that. Again, find your cheekbones, deposit the majority of the color towards your ear, and then bring it down. You don't want to go past the middle of your eye if you're looking straight ahead. So this is not even that. I would say the outside of your iris is where you would want to stop. So that's right about here on me. That's the furthest that I want to bring that contour in. If you were doing really dramatic contouring, you could definitely bring it in further, but I don't know. I don't really prefer the way that that looks, but I mean, you can definitely do it. Okay, so now that I have some cheekbones for my super round face, I'm going to go in and, I forgot that I washed a bunch of my brushes last night. I'm going to use the contour brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to get a little bit of that on there. And I'm going to put that down the sides of my nose. I think that my nose is just a little bit wide, so I like to contour the sides of my nose. To make my nose look a little bit more angular. It's like pouring down rain today. It's awful. But it's supposed to be in like the high 70s next week, so it's going to be kind of nice. I think I'm going to sleep with the windows open. That's my favorite thing to do in like late spring and early summer, is to sleep with one of our bedroom windows open. Okay. By the way, this video is going to be long, so sorry about that. I have to go hunt for the blush that we got for Jessica. Urbana by Benefit. And so I'm just going to be using, this is just a Sonia Kashuk brush, and I'm just swirling all the colors together. So then I'm going to basically just deposit that color onto my cheeks. And once I have that on there, I'm going to actually blend it out. So you're trying to not get it on the apples of your cheeks. That's going to make your face look a little bit rounder. I already have a round face, so I don't need to emphasize that. So I start towards like the outer portion of the apple of my cheeks, deposit it towards my temple, and then brush it out. So this is really subtle and really pretty. You can definitely build it a little bit more if you want. And by the way, Jessica has this amazing, like, fiery red hair that is absolutely gorgeous and natural. And she also has this really fair, like, porcelain skin. So her coloring is a little bit different than mine, obviously, but I think that this blush is going to be stunning on her, especially since she is so fair. It's going to actually show up a little bit better on her than it does on me. Okay, I am going to be doing just a little bit of highlighting. So the highlighting powder I'm going to use is the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Reserve Your Cabana. And I'm just going to take a tapered brush, get a little bit of that on there, and then take that to the tops of my cheekbones and do a slight C shape around the outer portion of my eye socket. Do the other side. I also like to highlight down the center of my nose. Cupid's bow. Underneath. And we're good. Okay. I'm going to grab the Naked 2 palette. Love this thing. Fluffy eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go in with the color Foxy, which is this first one right here. Put a little bit onto my fluffy brush and take that all over the eye area. So what I want to do is take out or mute any redness or veining that I have on my entire eye area. So from lash line to brows. And just sort of blend that in. Do that to the other side. And I'm going to actually use the brush that comes with the kit today. And I'm just going, like I said, for an everyday neutral look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and take Suspect, which is that color right there. And that's going to be my lid color today. And I'm just taking the shader end of the brush and I'm going to pack that onto my lid. So you are going to get some fallout. The Urban Decay shadows are nice and soft and pigmented. So unfortunately that means that sometimes a little bit will fall down onto your cheeks. It's important to not just brush it away with your hands. Use a clean fluffy brush to brush that away because you'll get streaks on your cheeks. So I'm literally just placing that onto my lid area. So that doesn't have to be super perfect. You don't have to make sure the edges are perfectly blended because we are going to use Pistol, which is right next door in our crease. So for the crease work, we're going to use this end of the brush and we're going to go into Pistol and basically just pick up some of that color. And you're going to tap off some of the excess. And the first thing you're going to do is find like your eye socket. So find that bone and that is where you should, just right underneath that is where your natural crease should be. So just start applying the product underneath that bony prominence. And just use windshield wiper motions. Go back, pick up a little bit more. It's always better to build up versus starting out with a whole lot and not being able to take it away. So you're really just concentrating that on the outer portion. And once you've gotten the majority of the color on the outer portion, take it in. And just follow that socket line. Stay underneath it and go back and forth, back and forth. So then you have something that looks like that. For me personally, I like a little bit of a cat eye effect, so I will take that darker color just slightly above my socket line on the outer portion. Not that far, just slightly above. And I find that that's very flattering on a lot of people, so I do that a lot. So there you have it. Then I'm going to take the pistil, that darker color, and I'm going back with my shader brush and just putting some on like the tip of that, and I'm going to take it underneath to my lower lash line. And just really concentrate that as close to your lower lashes as you can. Bring it about 2/3 of the way in. Clean off the excess just on a towel and use the color Booty Call, which is the shimmery of the two lighter colors. Put that on the tip and put that on the inner third on the lower lash line. Bring it back over top of the darker color. So you've got that little bit of brightness there. Okay, let's move on to eyeliner. I'm just using a dark brown liner. This is from the L'Oreal Hip line. You can obviously use any. And we're going to do just a thin line really close to the lashes. This is awkward. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a good angle on this. Get the liner really close to the lash line. Doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to smudge it out just a little bit. So you can see that's just a little bit of liner there. Now I'm going to go back into the Naked 2 palette and I'm going to go in with the color Snakebite, which is next to Suspect. And I'm going to take a pencil brush, just this guy here, pick up some of that Snakebite and go over top of that liner. That not only sets the liner, but it also helps to intensify it a little bit. And it helps if your liner skills aren't that good and your line's a little bit jaggedy. So this will help to diffuse the liner a little bit. If you want to darken it up just a tad, just lightly dip into the blackout. And this will intensify it without making it like black. And again, don't worry about the fallout because all we have to do is brush it away with a fluffy brush. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is finish the other eye, do my brows and my lashes, and come back and show you guys the lip. Alright, so I went ahead and did my brows, and I just filled them in with MAC Omega. And I went ahead and put on 2 coats of the Maybelline CoverGirl Clump Crusher. So that's the one in the bright green tube. What I like about this is the formula. I think it's basically the same as like the regular Lash Blast, but it has that curved applicator and it's not quite as bulky. So it's just easier to work with. I find that that gives a lot of volume and it obviously doesn't leave any clumps. It does a fantastic job. I did go ahead and go in for my second coat. Sorry, I did 2 coats of this and then just a quick third coat of the Jordana Best Lash Extreme Volumizing. Just because I like the combination of the 2 together, but you totally don't have to do that. That was way overboard. On my lips, I'm just going to use the Urban Decay Lip Junkie in Naked. This comes with the Naked 2 palette, and I actually really like the color. And I think it would be flattering on Jessica as well. So I'm going to just apply that to my lips. We did pick up one of the new Buxom like lipsticks that they have in the color Hooligan, which is a really pretty darker nude with mauve undertones. It looked really, really pretty on Jessica. And she'll be able to build that up. This is very minty. She'll be able to build that up and wear it really opaque or a little bit more sheer. So anyway, I really actually like this lip gloss. I don't know that I would ever spend, I think these are like 20 bucks. The 20 bucks on this, but I do like how tingly and minty it is. Okay, so this is what the makeup looks like when it's all said and done, and hopefully you can kind of see the blending, and I mean it's subtle. It's definitely a little bit more work than just slapping on a lid color on your crease, but you know, if you want to look a little bit more polished, then you know, try to work with at least 2 different colors and blend them together. One thing that's always a good idea to do is when you're all like done with everything, to just give one quick blend. So I just take that same fluffy brush that I used to deposit the lightest color, and I go back in around the edges and just take a couple of wipes over that to blend the product a little bit more. So here you go. Anyway, I like this look. I think it's a great everyday look. Like I said, it's probably a bit much for most people, but you know, if you want to wear something like this as a date look, I think it'd be beautiful for that as well. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. And Jessica, I hope you like playing with the new makeup. And I'm excited for our little date before the next photo shoot to do a practice session together. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.